Cortisol serves two functions: energy production and anti-inflammation. It will signal glucose metabolism by burning fat and protein for fuel, which is metabolism. Even releasing proteins from muscle and fatty acids or from adipose tissue. Glucose is the nervous system's main source of fuel. In a training environment, this is positive. We have energy for lifting, running, whatever it is. However, we need this elevation of function to switch off, or else we will be in a metabolic hole. If cortisol is constantly elevated due to daily pressure, it will cause unwanted effects. Cortisol also helps produce glucose from proteins, which causes an increase in blood sugar. If this extra glucose is not needed, like in normal daily activities, then it will be stored as fat. Over-secretion of cortisol has been proven to increase abdominal fat or belly fat. Remember, cortisol breaks down muscle tissue, so if it's just flowing around the bloodstream and not being used, it's going to eat away at precious muscle tissue that you want to build. Lean muscle tissue is much more metabolically active than adipose tissue. The more muscle tissue you have, the higher metabolic rate will be at rest and during exercise. The analogy I like to use with people is muscle is like a fire and fat is like a safe. Very generally put. So fire, you have to keep fuel in it for it to be lit and for you to feel warm. And a safe is generally just there for storing things. There's nothing else that it really does. So literally, more muscle equals more calorie burn, always and forever. An increase in cortisol levels also cause food cravings for high fat, high sugar, high carbohydrate foods. These foods may act as a temporary mood booster, but they add to the amount of glucose flowing around the bloodstream not being used. So therefore, we would get more storage of fat. Too much glucose in the bloodstream also sends signals to the endocrine system to release more cortisol and insulin to encourage the cells to absorb the glucose for energy production. Can you now see the beginnings of a vicious cycle occurring here? We really need to be mindful about how we manage cortisol and how we encourage it to deregulate at certain times of the day.